Police removed a high-powered weapon off the streets today, along with a cache of drugs. Officer in charge of the Mobile Patrol, Assistant Superintendent of Police Ken Strawn, says officers were on mobile patrol on Hay Street when they noticed a group of people acting suspiciously. Officers from the Mobile Patrol Division searched the area and recovered a high-powered weapon and a quantity of suspected drugs. 6 adults, males, are currently assisting police with their investigation into the matter. Meantime, the police are touting the success of their firearms recovery plan for this year. Director of the National Crime Prevention Unit, Superintendent Stephen Dean, attributes this to good policing skills and the public support.
We have seen over a 65% in the productivity of the officers in the recovery of firearms thus far for the year. Thus far for the year, we have already taken 538 firearms off the streets, which compared to last year at the same time, we took 351 firearms. So that's a 65% increase. And we can attribute that to increased police intelligence on the ground, direct targeting of criminals, and most popular are stop and search of suspicious vehicles. We have found the majority of these firearms in suspicious vehicles. Additionally to execution of search warrant, and I think officers are more on the alert, and we cannot leave out members of the public. The public have given us overwhelming support during the past year.
Now, Superintendent Dean is encouraging more members of the public to partner with the police, saying it's the collaborative effort which helps to yield those positive results.
We could not do this alone, and this spells how important it is for us to work in concert with one another. The police are the public, and the public are the police. All of us have this responsibility to rid our streets of crime. In addition to, Carla, when we want to talk about the ammunition, we have recovered almost 12,000 ammunition off the streets. As compared to last year around the same time, we just had over 6,000.
Back in November, as you may recall, the government held an amnesty period for firearms. During that exercise, 75 weapons were turned into police, along with 4,000 rounds of ammunition. A 12-year-old boy reported missing yesterday is accounted for tonight. Police issued a bulletin for Brandon Nemore Jr. on Wednesday, reporting that he hadn't been seen since Tuesday. Well, it turns out that Brandon is safe. Apparently, there was some confusion over whose care he should have been in at the time. Well, in addition to the protest within the Junkanoo community following the results of the Boxing Day parade, officials were also faced with a mix-up in the seating arrangements. Carla Palmer spoke with authorities today who clarified the situation.
Every time we have a sold-out parade like we did on Boxing Day, there are issues that arise in regards to seating.
So then, was it too much to expect that this year's Boxing Day Junkanoo parade could have been different? Culture Minister Charles Maynard says yes. However, the reality is that was not the case.
Some people claim that the sections were oversold. In some cases, it's just a matter of spaces allotted and how much space one group takes over next in terms of buying bulk seats. But the major report that we had in terms of a real issue related to a difference between the configuration of the seats that was sold online by a ticket company and the actual number of seating by the seating company. And so, for example, you would have specifically wanted to purchase a seat in a particular spot, and the actual number did not correspond with the spot that you wanted to sit. And so it basically boiled down to numbering from 1 to 80, whatever, going east to west on the website, but west to east actually there on Bay Street. We didn't discover that until the night of the parade, and it was really too late to try to make any adjustments. And so we tried our best to accommodate people as much as we could, but at the end of the day, people had to basically settle for what their number was.
The problem was further exacerbated by the Boxing Day and New Year's Day tickets being printed almost identically, except for the wording on the tickets.
Some people obviously showed up to the Boxing Day parade with New Year's Day tickets, and in some cases maybe the marshals may not have caught it, and therefore that would attribute the problems where people thought there was duplicate seating. But what they do is they sell them simultaneously, and so it's one printer, one print stock. And so that's what happens. Instead of having a separate printer and print stock for New Year's Day than it is for Boxing Day. And so again, like I said, we're going to speak with the ticketing company to see if we can ensure that it's a clear delineation between one parade and the next.
With apologies made and some refunds reportedly given, Minister Maynard says the problem has since been solved by Tangi's Ticketing and C-Cube, the company responsible for the seating. Carla Palmer, ZNS News.
The Department of Environmental Health Services is intensifying efforts to collect garbage during this festive season. As Fern Carey reports, employees are working around the clock to ensure that garbage doesn't pile up and contracted workers are picking up the slack. Here's Fern Carey.
It's the holiday season, a time when residents usually produce more garbage. However, the Department of Environmental Health Services has stepped up collection efforts to keep on top of this trend. Assistant Director of the Department of Environmental Health Services is Leonard Miller.
We are on schedule there. We have intensified our collection. DHS has been going out sometimes twice per week to ensure that those heavy populated inner city areas are being collected and that the accumulation of refuse does not exist during this time of the year.
Apart from a nightly garbage collection system implemented a few years ago, Miller says private companies are also helping to keep the refuse down.
Heavy populated areas like Angliston, St. Cecilia, Baintown, Gardstown, Centerville, those areas we have contracted them out to private companies, and they are also on schedule. I've been in contact with them this morning to ensure that everything was okay. We monitor them on a daily basis to ensure that they are doing what they have been contracted to do. But also we have areas like Pinewood Gardens, Nassau Village, Fox Hill, the Camp Road areas, and all of that. They're very heavily populated areas that has to be collected twice per week.
And while the department has had challenges with the maintenance of garbage trucks, Miller says their greatest concern is littering.
Littering has always been a problem in the country. I don't know why our residents, particularly those who are driving, they like to throw litter from the windows. Individuals carrying unprotected refuse on the back of the trucks, they allow to fly off as they drive along. The wind blow them off all along the street. So it poses us a great challenge, and that's why we have to, on a daily basis, we have to have workers all along the street, particularly the major streets. If you drive along those streets, you see workers cleaning and raking and picking up on a daily basis along those streets.
Now, because littering is still a big challenge, Miller is appealing to everyone to do their part to help keep the island clean. Fern Carey, ZNS News.
The Zion United Baptist Convention is offering condolences to the family of the late former Governor General Sir Clifford Darling as they endure a personal sense of loss as well. The fourth Bahamian Governor General in an independent Bahamas was a member of the convention as a member of the Zion Eastern Shirley Street Church. Today, President of the convention, Bishop B. Wenneth Davis, had this to say.
He was a man who could very well be referred to as one who have fought with bravery, certainty, courage, dignity, and honesty, an example for the Christian world. May his soul rest in peace as he embraced the crown of life which faded not away. Our prayers and sympathetic expression are extended to his widow, his children, and the members of his family. May God rest his soul.
An Italy-based Bahamian actress on the rise is set to star in her biggest international film role yet, alongside some huge celebrity names. In this ZNS News exclusive, Giovanni Stewart links up with Janine Fox, who talks about her latest movie project, Ameriqua.
Bahamian actress and supermodel Janine Fox, here with Bahamas Film Commissioner Craig Woods at her favorite cultural hub in Nassau City, Arawak Key.
I love it because you keep it real here. I don't have to wear heels. I could be casual, chill, and I could have good times with my friend, good food, good music.
Janine on a break spending Christmas at home. She's been busy balancing a budding acting career with modeling, bouncing between Los Angeles and Italy, where Fox just wrapped production on her latest film, Ameriqua, a dramedy with Bobby Kennedy Jr. III.
I'm really happy to be a part of this huge feature film. I play a New Yorker who works in the embassy in Rome, and I help Bobby out on his venture, trying to find his passport and getting through his adventure in Italy. So I'm really excited about this. This is my really big movie part.
Janine plays Jenny in what could be her breakout role, Ameriqua, also starring Hollywood heavyweight Alec Baldwin. The story of the misadventures in Italy of a recent graduate played by Bobby Kennedy, who also co-wrote the feature film.
But I had no idea how big the movie was. I didn't know it was Bobby Kennedy. I didn't know all these huge American and Italian actors and actresses were in it. So it was a huge accomplishment.
Now the actress on the rise and tourism ambassador has her eyes set on the Bahamas. Fox is teaming up with her big brother, Bahamas basketball legend and entertainer Rick Fox. The duo are looking to develop a number of projects here at home.
Yes, my brother has a production company in Los Angeles where he shoots films, and I would love to work on side along with my brother and produce a TV show. Maybe in the Bahamas. I'd love to produce a TV show in the Bahamas with the film commissioner, along with the film commissioner Craig Woods.
But for now, it's all about the 6-foot Fox getting back to all things down home.
I'm here in December and it's not snowing. I am having such a time of my life. And I'm in Arawa Key getting some conch salad, crack conch, all the good Bahamian food. I'm good.
Janine's new movie, Ameriqua, is set for an international theatrical release in 2012. With your ZNS News, I report, I'm Giovanni Stewart. Happy holidays. This is your Royal Fidelity Business Report. I'm Giovanni Stewart. Well, early in the newscast, you heard from the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce President Winston Rolle, who predicts that 2012 won't necessarily be a banner year economically speaking. But Rolle is optimistic that 2013 will be a better year, in line with projections by NIB officials who plan to raise contribution payments during that period. In international business news, Barbados is looking for a Canadian tourist boost. On Christmas Day, Barbados welcomed its newest airling to North America, a 189-seat CanJet aircraft with 184 passengers on board. And tourism officials are expecting that this new charter service under the Canadian-based tour operator Transat Holidays will bring over 3,000 visitors from Canada to the island over the next 4 months. Air Transit will be offering direct service to Barbados every Sunday until April 2012. According to Tourism Minister Richard Seeley, the bookings have been very strong with an 80% load factor. And hospitality workers, entrepreneurs, students, and teachers in Haiti are set to become empowered with much-needed training when the Clinton-Bush Haiti Fund disperses nearly $1.5 million in new grants to organizations. The Washington-based fund announced the 3 new grants recently for the Oasis Foundation, the Quisqueya University, and EduTech. Earlier this year, the Clinton-Bush Haiti Fund made a $2 million equity investment in the Oasis Hotel, a business-class hotel in Port-au-Prince, whose construction was halted after the earthquake.
Remember, you can send us an email or join us on www.znsbahamas.com or become our friend on ZNS's official Facebook page.
And that was your Royal Fidelity Business Report. Once again, I'm Giovanni Stewart.